Welcome, welcome. Hi, Monica. Good to see you.
See you guys.
Hi, Bill, Cindy, Byron, and Becca. Good to see you. Tiff, Shanti, good to see you. Susan, good to have you on. Rebecca, good to have you on. All right, so we'll give people another minute to gather here. As we do, make sure you have a comfortable seat for meditation and have something to write on. These meditations lend themselves to personal insights, and so you might want to have something to write on afterwards. Welcome, Wendy. Good to see you. All right.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh,
Happy
do a big
birthday.
happy birthday
Birthday
to
to
you. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you. Happy
Happy
birthday, dear
birthday,
Kevin.
Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Many, many more.
I feel like I'm almost grown up at 62, but not quite, but almost.
Maybe like an 8-year-old.
Yeah, maybe somewhere in there. 8 to 10. All right. Well, thank you all. So let's get started with, or continuing with, Attuned by Thomas Hubel. We are in chapter 7 this week, which is called The Power of Healing Relation. And yeah, so Thomas starts the chapter with kind of some summarizing of points from previous chapters, which is good. Get us all caught up and remind us. So he starts by talking about trauma and what trauma is and how it affects our systems and our relationships. So on page 116, he says, trauma is defined not by an external event, but by the internal reaction one has to a traumatizing experience. Trauma is a response of the nervous system that becomes crystallized at the very moment in time a shock or adversity occurs, a kind of physicalized snapshot of the body-mind that is then stored in the body until it can be processed and transmuted, like we are doing in our meditations. Let's see. Not all of the trauma that gets encoded in your central nervous system is yours alone. Some may be rooted in adversities that were experienced by an ancestor or many ancestors long before you were born. So trauma can be encoded in our DNA and passed along in the family system. When a system of trauma is perpetuated for decades or even hundreds or thousands of years, its effects may be expressed by everyone born into that culture. As we have seen, this is what traumatizing experiences do. They fragment and separate our vital energy, making it difficult to be fully present in time while we are holding on to fractured past information. When something happens to activate a fragmented trauma file, so to speak, the nervous system becomes triggered or activated, and we can regress back to the stage of our development at the time the trauma first occurred. For example, back to your 5-year-old self or your 8-year-old self. On page 117, he goes on to say, trauma energy creates a filter over our perception. Where we are traumatized, our perception of the world is distorted and limited. Awareness is reduced or overshadowed. This is why we so often project our disowned trauma onto the world and react as if the trauma is still happening to us because of other people. Genuine healing has the power to restore distortions and bring about inner and outer coherence, including improved relationships. As you heal, that broken piece belonging to your past can be brought back into the fold. Through embodied, mature awareness, you become attuned to any parts of yourself that are absent or out of sync, and can consciously work to reintegrate those aspects of self. On 118, once you recognize what is missing and start the hunt to attain it, you begin to feel empowered again. However, if the original stress arises because of an unmet prior adversity or trauma, you might be unable to sort out what is missing and needed. You might be unable to feel your agency. Trauma produces a feeling of scarcity, a feeling of not enough time, not enough space, not enough resources, not enough connection, support, or that you are not enough. When that feeling of scarcity, of not enough happens, the antidote is to stop, to take a moment, to take some space, some time, to be with whatever is arising internally in order to better relate with what is happening externally. Likewise, our responsibility to those with whom we engage in relationship is to learn to truly be with them in their own moments of difficulty by attuning to them as they are, where they are. Real listening requires a commitment to presence. I not only hear you, I feel you, and I feel you feeling me. On 120. This is why it's so important to be able to look, listen, and feel with the whole body, to use one's entire nervous system to tune in. With your nervous system fully engaged, you're able to pick up a lot more information about the physical, emotional, mental, and relational interplay. Now, there are many daily practices that can help us heighten our faculties for perceiving relational coherence. Broadly speaking, these practices utilize four interlinking elements: physical, emotional, mental, and relational states. So that's what we're going to do in the beginning of our practice today, is to tune in inside to our physical dimension, to the emotional dimension of our experience, the mental dimension of our experience, and then the relational dimension of our experience. So that's how we'll begin, by tuning into ourselves and ourselves in relationships. And then in the second part of our practice, we're going to reflect on whatever insights we gain in that first part, really digest and absorb that information, that energy, and allow it to integrate in our nervous system so that we, as Thomas says, upgrade our nervous system. Yeah, okay, let's see, there's a couple more sentences. Okay, on page 129, integration is the process that restores these fragmented energies to the body's central channel or flow, creating a new level of wholeness. All things in the cosmos are possessed of wholeness, which is the natural and uninterrupted flow of consciousness, beingness, light, or life. So that's where we're headed in our meditation today, into that flow of beingness, consciousness, light, life itself. And one of the central ideas Thomas has is that as you process these stored emotions, these stored past experiences, the energy that was bound into those, that was held there, is released and becomes integrated in the flow of your whole system, especially in the central channel of the body. All right. So with that as background, let's move into our practice. As always, have a comfortable, upright, seated position. And if it's good for you, have your feet firmly on the ground. Let's have our palms cupped with the tips of our thumbs touching lightly. And then settle nice and upright in your seat. And let's lightly close our eyes. And just take a moment to settle in your seat. Notice anything you're carrying with you into this meditation. Maybe there's some emotions or feelings from the day. Maybe there's something you've been working on mentally, problem solving. Maybe there's some sensations in your body. Just allow everything to be as it is. And just settle here now in your seat, feeling the weight of your body in your seat. And tune into the space all around you. Consider this space as a sacred space, a space that embraces you, a safe space. Notice what it feels like to sit in this safe and sacred space. Maybe your body relaxes a little bit more. Now consider your intention for this practice. Why is this important to you? Consider that this practice is not only for you, that the effect of this practice extends to all of us gathered here together, to all of our loved ones, to everyone we interact with, and more invisibly and widely to all beings, our whole planet, and throughout our collective consciousness and all that is. You are an important part of the whole. Your state of consciousness matters to all of us. So consider dedicating your practice to the well-being of all beings, that we all might tune in to the deeper layers of our being and to our connectedness with each other and all of life. And now let's move into our posture cues, beginning with feeling the sensations of our feet resting on the ground. Awaken sensory awareness in your feet and your toes, allowing your feet to soften and relax. As if they're melting deep down into the earth. Feel the grounding presence of the earth flowing up through the soles of your feet, up through your shins and calves, up through your knees and thighs, into your hips and your pelvic bowl resting down in your seat. Feel the weight of your body resting down in your pelvic bowl, resting down in your seat, resting down on the earth. Feel that weighted groundedness in your lower body. Anchoring you in this present moment, here now. And focus on your palms and fingers resting cupped in your lap. Awaken sensory awareness here in your hands. Allow your hands to soften and relax as if they're melting down into your legs. Feel the soft, open space in your hands, in your torso, in your shoulders and neck, and your head. Feel this soft, open space of your torso, arms, and head, resting in the weighted groundedness of your lower body, the base of your vessel. Imagine and feel as if a string is attached to the top of your head, drawing your spine gently upright. Like a string of luminous pearls. Feel your spine gently stretched from your tailbone right up through to the top of your head. Notice how you feel as you sit more upright. You might feel more awake, more attentive, more empowered. Tuck your chin just slightly to gently lengthen the back of your neck. Lightly close your lips and breathe in and out through your nose. Rest your tongue upon the roof of your mouth, with the tip of your tongue touching the gum line behind your upper front teeth. Soften and relax your tongue here. Softening your tongue sends a relaxation signal through your vagus nerve network, from the brain stem in the center of your brain, down through your heart, your abdomen, and out through your whole body. And as you feel this relaxation, smile, a subtle smile of calm happiness, of appreciation and gratitude for this time together, to tune in to our body, heart, mind, the relational space in which we interact with each other. To recognize and release old patterns, stored emotions, and open to being more present, more spacious, more attuned with ourselves and each other. Allow this feeling of smiling to soften your eyes. Release any tension from your eyebrows and your forehead. Allow this relaxed feeling of smiling to wash down from the top of your head, down through your whole body, like a wave of relaxation, creating a relaxed, positive, nurturing inner environment. Imagine and feel all your cells smiling, opening, radiating pure positive energy. Feel the aliveness of being here now. Now feel the entire space, inside and including your skin. And tune into any sensations in this space, to anywhere in your body that is calling your attention. Tune in to your sensory experience inside. The sensations inside your body. And just notice where your attention is called. You may be called to a place that holds past experiences that are unresolved. Just notice if there's any space like that in your body. And your body knows. Just inquire into your body in a sensory way and ask it to show you where to tune in. And if there's a specific location, Just tune into the sensations in that location. If there are sensations, might also feel like a numb place or a void. Just notice whatever is present in terms of physical sensation and location. Might be aches or pains. Notice if there's any shape or color to the sensory experience. Any size or texture. Just allow whatever is there to show itself. Be present with it. Allow it to be as it is. Notice what happens as you hold it gently in awareness, in a loving space. Let's notice any shifts or changes. Now notice any emotional layer to this experience. What is the feeling tone that's present in this area? Notice how you feel toward it. And see if you can be open. Let it be as it is. Allow the feeling that's there to express. What is the emotion held here? Now notice the mental space here. What stories or beliefs are tied into this emotion, to this sensation and location? Are there any beliefs, any stories? About yourself or others or the world? Just notice. Allow them to express. What your mind says about this emotion, this stored experience. Now, how does this experience affect your relational space, the way you relate to others? So when this stored experience is activated or triggered, how does that affect your relationships with others? For example, does it make you want to push them away or hang on tighter? Or in what ways is the relational space between you and others affected by this stored experience? When it is triggered? Do you tend to withdraw or put up walls? Now just allow that to all gather together and just sit with it. Both the sensation, the emotion, the story, the relational space of this stored experience. And Stephen will guide us to reflect, digest, and integrate this in a wider awareness.
So as you're feeling into this beautiful guidance from Kevin, that relational intelligence, consider for a moment that your central nervous system has a relational plug-in, a way that you connect with community, groups, people, and also the children within yourself. Just like a calm parent can hold and comfort an anxious child, the nervous system within you of your parent and child can pair up. The parent within you, like a mother or a father, can synchronize with all the child parts in you, with all the children in you. And when that happens, you get a feeling like, that's right, I remember. For the child within you, it generates these feelings of safety and beauty and care and comfort. It allows your child to feel seen, to have her or his needs heard and met. So just consider for a moment a time in your life when you really felt nurtured or comforted like a child. Might be as an adult, just when you were cared for by somebody very near and dear to you. Or maybe as a teenager or a child. Just go to that feeling and that time and just feel what it was like to feel held and comforted. For example, I'm sitting and feeling that I'm on my grandmother's knee. She really adored me, and I know that feeling exactly. And when I sit there, I go, that's right. Now, actually, it's just activating those inner feelings of nurturing and calm and adoration, or whatever the feeling is for you. So just find that space for a moment. Feeling of safety, where you're really enough, where you really feel seen and heard and met. Notice where you feel this safety in your body. For me, it's in my belly. It's like a womb feeling, a belly feeling. For you, it could be somewhere else. And this dimension of feeling safety is crucial for any reflection, digestion, or integration work to heal. To heal our past and to create greater coherence in the present, and therefore to be more available for our future, we need to be able to reflect, digest, and integrate from this place of safety. So now, through Kevin's guidance and this gentle feeling into being held like a child, this feeling of safety, this relaxed, calm state, we can begin to reflect on life, and our relationships. Just for a moment, consider your life just as it is, just at the moment. All the being, the divine being that you are, and all the doing. Thomas refers to this calm consciousness as divine flow. And we often feel it in our central spine. So just notice what happens when you reflect on your life with all its challenges and all its beauty. Just bring to mind a couple of challenges you might be dealing with just in life. It might be to do with abundance and money and challenges. Could be to do with health. Just take those two in particular. Just reflect on what's present. Whether you have money or whether you don't, it's just what's present. There's no judgment here. You're just reflecting in a calm, relaxed, open way. You're creating space for the abundance to flow. Same with health. Whether you're in good health or whether your health is challenged, you're just simply reflecting in a calm, relaxed, and regulated way. No judgment, just simply being open, allowing more space for health to be right here, right now. And then feel into your relationships, your friendships. Just notice what happens when you consider relationships in your life just as it is now. Maybe you're struggling with relationships. Maybe you're in a community where there are difficulties. Maybe you're having challenges with a neighbor or a friend or a work colleague. Just allow that simply to be just as it is. Allow it a little more space. Just to be. No judgment, just allowing yourself to be present in a calm, relaxed, regulated way. A certain amount of inner spaciousness is always needed for this deep reflection and introspection to take place. And then notice what kind of activities in your life allow this kind of reflection to happen. Maybe for me, it's taking a walk in our forest. Maybe it's making a cup of coffee. Maybe it's enjoying beautiful music. Perhaps it's sitting by the beach and watching the waves roll in. Just notice what comes up for you as you consider the type of activities that in your life right now lend space and support this deep, calm, relaxed reflection and attunement. And if it's sitting by the beach, just feel into that feeling of being by the beach and watching the waves roll past. I can feel the surf and the smell and the sound. Or if it's taking a walk, just for a few moments, take a walk and notice what happens as you reflect on life or abundance or health or relationships. Just notice what comes up. Just be open, create a little space. If it's making your morning cup of coffee, just do that right now. If it's the special piece of music, I love Bach and Mozart, so I can sit there and just feel into this moment to reflect in that deeply spacious and supported relaxation reflection. Take a moment now. And you can feel that relaxation humming in your cells. So now into digesting. Just consider these beautiful opportunities to reflect that now are offering us an opportunity to more deeply get in touch with any unintegrated experience. There's lots of information and energy that happens in our day-to-day life that gets shoved right down into the nervous system storage. It's like a closet that we've hidden away, including all our past trauma. So as I suggest to you certain emotions, just notice with sufficient spaciousness and this feeling of openness and relaxation, what comes up for you to digest in terms of difficult experiences or emotions. Again, you're just allowing them to rise, no judgment. So firstly, consider shame. You're just allowing yourself in this deep, calm space to consider times in your life you might have felt shame. This can bring up a lot of emotions, so be very, very gentle, like a mother or a father to the child of shame, to the gift of shame. Embrace your shame like a child, tenderly. I had lots of moments of shame when adults made me feel ashamed of things I did or said. Go to them very, very tenderly, softly, and hold those moments of shame. Maybe you got in an argument with somebody and said something that you really felt ashamed of. Let that be present. Hold that gently. Don't push it down into that storage closet. Bring a feeling of openness and spaciousness to it. Be gentle. Be kind. And if it feels right, as we digest difficult experiences and emotions, feel into anger. Is there a time recently you felt angry? Is there a time in your life when you really felt deeply angry with life or circumstances or people? And we're all doing this together. We're all holding this space for anger. So remember, you're not alone. So bring this spaciousness and a feeling of openness to the anger. Oh, it brings me little tears of real deep tenderness and care. I can feel everybody's anger, just as you can. We're doing this together. You're not alone. I can remember some angry moments between my father or my mother. Might be somebody, a very dear friend that you've had some harsh words with, your partner, wife, husband, lover. Just feel into that. Again, bring that spacious, calm relaxation, no judgment, just simply being present with all the stuff we carry, with all of that data and information and energy that gets shoved away and pushed down. We're just allowing that, the child of the anger, to appear and actually be held by the mother or father of being. And then if it helps, feel into despair. That's another difficulty experience and emotion to digest. There might be moments in your life when you've really despaired. Feel into that and hold that space. When I was very young, I felt a deep despair because of a situation that happened. And that had a gift because it turned me to help teenagers in similar experiences of despair and depression. So there might be times even now where you're going through deep despair or depression and you're not alone. We're all holding this very difficult emotion with you. We feel your despair with you, and we're all deep friends for your despair. We're all mothers and fathers for everybody's despair. So just remember, throughout your day, you might actually greet somebody who, unbeknownst to you, is going through despair, and a kind word, a gentle word, just like you're bringing now to that child of despair inside you. You're bringing this gentle, calm, relaxed, open, spacious feeling to despair. You're saying to your child of despair, he or she, it's okay. You can come and breathe with me. You can come and play again. You can come and enjoy this life. I'm not going to push you down. You're just breathing gently. Allowing this all to be present, no judgment. Just allowing child of despair to feel okay, and she's got a part in your life. And she's welcome. And then now, moving into integration as the third part of this process. Because digestion sparks transformation and integration. Now imagine that you are like an eagle, or like taking God's perspective, and you're looking back, looking down over the whole experience of your life, even if you connect into it, past lives, however long or continuous this process has been for you. You're looking back, you're looking down, you're looking over your experiences, and you're witnessing the whole process without judgment. Everything from the felt sense of despair or shame or anger, shut down, numbness. The times you became aware and you activated some awareness, and it was very painful, but it aroused feelings and a sense of wanting to move and shift and transform, and how painful that can be at different parts of your life, even now. And then through awareness, we begin to digest everything. You can see it from far. You can see it like a hawk or an eagle flying from above you. You can see your whole life and everything you've digested to get to this point with this deep appreciation for you, with this deep gratitude. As everything we've digested becomes integrated into our current perspective, into our now, into our I am. We learn from our past. And this process expands our wisdom, our deeper understanding, our deeper integration. As you look back at this beautiful lifetime, this integration is actually the upgrading of your consciousness. You can feel now into such a wise consciousness that's flowing through your being, nourishing, restoring you, restoring the nervous system. You might feel now, if you straighten, there's more energy in your spine. There's greater awareness of what is and the recognition of the lessons. There's new learning. There's new wisdom. It's expanding your perspective. You can begin to look like a hawk or an eagle, or from God's view, and feel the whole world. You can feel all of us here gathered, practicing together. You can feel the extraordinary possibility of this community. Me and Garth and Kevin and Becca, Bill, Cynthia and Hamish and Viv and Janet, Liz, Monica, Rebecca, you, Shanti, you and Susan, and Byron, and all our wonderful animal creatures that are with us as well. All of them. For all of this healing to occur, we need space. We need room for the nervous system to relax and release, digest and integrate all those experiences that have been frozen in time. We're releasing them. We're opening them. We're enabling deep, skillful relationships with others, growth and change. Opening, freedom, inner and outer coherence. And now there's not just a quality of calmness and relaxation. There's a whole openness to the entire cosmos. It's a whole deep, empowering connection with divine flow. Integration restores fragmented energies to your body's central nervous system, to its central channel. Right now, my spine's opening. You might feel this whole new level of wholeness with connecting with the cosmos, with the trees on our planet, with the animals, with nature, and then with the stars and with the cosmos and its natural flow of consciousness, beingness, light, and life. In all the mystical traditions, they call it divine flow, divine wholeness, and it's mirrored in nature here on earth. And it's a blueprint for everything in nature. It's growth and it's unfolding, the growth of trees, the growth of mountains, the growth of stars, including a very healthy nervous system. This divine flow is the language of the creation of the universe itself, embodied in all of nature. It is actually your natural integrity alive in you. It is light and consciousness flowing limitlessly throughout our bodies, hearts, minds, and into the relationship spaces between us, illuminating all our relationships and everything that we do in this world. It is right relation with yourself, with others, and with the natural world. So slowly, very slowly, being aware of this natural relationship with all things, this interconnectedness, as if all things in the cosmos are now inside you, inside your skin, that you possess the stuff of stars of wholeness in you, a natural and uninterrupted flow of pure consciousness, beingness, light and life, flowing through every part of your body. Slowly open your eyes with deep gratitude for each and every one of us, for the divine flow that is the ultimate expression of this power of healing in all of us. Thank you always for your incredibly boundless and limitless presence. And with that, I'll pass back to Kevin, and for a few minutes, just I will bask in awe at the wisdom of your being, and any reflections or questions that you'd like to share, we'd welcome them. And Kevin, thank you always for your amazing guidance.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you all for engaging with us. And if anyone would like to share an experience in the chat or out loud, we welcome that. And as you sit here, if there's anything that came up for you at any point in the meditation, you might want to make notes on that. So if there's any specific stored emotion you worked with, any experience, just allow that to integrate in your awareness. Rebecca says, was brought back to a sunset I saw in Costa Rica. It was so peaceful and was so lovely to see the agitation and shame that I was aware of being integrated by the waves. Beautiful. Love that image. Thank you, Rebecca.
Yeah, Kevin, I'm aware sometimes when there's almost total silence that, like you and like me, everybody is going through some quite deep, profound feelings. I know, especially for me, just to guide that was deeper and more profound than I expected, because a lot of the feelings that came up were long held. And I thought to myself as I was guiding it, even, how is it that that shame is still there? Or how is it that that anger is still there? Or how is it that the despair, those pockets of childlike energy that are held in my body? It's very, very, it's just such an honor and very humbling to feel those little pieces, or in some cases they can be big pieces that are there. And so I really honor that in everybody that's just on this practice with us. I'll pass back to you because Susan's just left, a few people have left comments.
Yes, and then I think Biff wanted to say something, I think. Yes.
I was so pleasantly surprised, and I don't know if I'm in denial or whether I've resolved some of these concerns and issues that have haunted me in my life. And I was genuinely surprised that it was like, that's okay. This is okay. That's fine. And what came up more was joy. So I want to sit with this in other times to see what may come up. Or, do I deal with something in that time period where I am angry, where I am sad, where I am frustrated, and then for some reason I have been able to release it in that time frame and move on. So that was just it was very empowering for me to know that, at least for now, I've gone through that. So thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you. Let me read from Susan and then Bill. Oh, let's see. Oh, we're getting more. Susan says, love the imagery of digesting things. I've had a box of knots in my gut. As I acknowledged a theme of shame, many of those knots were turned into spaghetti noodles and dumped into my stomach to be digested and integrated like food. Oh, another wonderful imagery. Thank you, Susan. Cindy says, at one point I had electric shocks traveling around and through my body, hands and arms. There's a lot of energy in these stored emotions. Wendy says, thank you so much. This was heart-opening and softening me in a way that allowed me to include more of myself. Wonderful. Thank you, Wendy. And Bill, you had your hand up.
Yes, thank you very much. That was wonderful, Kevin. It was an excellent lead-in to what I experienced when Stephen came in, and some of the things he went through. To me, I was just I was in a state of awe, complete awe, just an open. It's just like if you. I don't know how you put it in words. At my stage of life, and I was experiencing some of my past, and there was a lot of my past was related to the natural world, and I'm at the point now where I sense in the natural world, I sense life, but it's life, all life. It's plant, animal. It can be the wonderful group here today, but it's an expression of life. That's what I think this experience is all about, is learn to function in harmony with life. And I see that door being opened again and again through my life. So thank you ever so much. Love to you all.
Love to you. Thank you, Bill. Beautifully said. Yes, Byron. There you go.
Yeah, it was an amazing meditation tonight. Let's do it again. But really, I feel like I'm still just trying to figure out all that happened, because it was just, things just kept coming up, and then they would open up and expand, and you could kind of feel the energy move up again, and kind of view another part of my life and see it from like a distance, or of a movie without the emotion, and just that acceptance, and then more expansion. It's kind of like last week too, when we did that. I'm sure for a lot of us, when we did that process, that went on, the next day and the next day. It was like, dude, that transformational process of processing all these emotions. And tonight, it's the way it feels. It's like it's kind of started this process of just moving through and continuing. It feels wonderful. Like I said, let's do it again.
We'll do it again next week.
It doesn't feel me. I had immediately like my leg issue that's been starting to surface. It took me to the floor, and I had to like deal with immense pain, and then all of a sudden I'm out of it. And then you bring on another subject, and then it's there in full force, and so how I could just be going through these waves of pain and feeling release, and then not wanting to face it. There's a lot of that. But it's too much. But then I think about the field that we're in, and sometimes what I'm going through went through healing through the cancer, and my final surgery was just like 2 months ago. So the healing of my body. There's a lot going on right now, and it's very helpful for me to be going through this because, you know, if I didn't, I'd be just stuffing it. You know, I wouldn't want to be facing it. And I do a really good job of that. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that, Becca, for being open and allowing.
Yeah, Byron, Becca, you always bring tears to my eyes. So thank you. Thank you. I share that pain with you, Becca. Thank you.
Put your hand up again.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure how to express this, so I will just talk intuitively. But I want to give it an anchor first off. I have been reading Andrew Holacek's book, Reverse Meditation. And it has to do with, in a way, plunging into the dark. I know that we're all light-centric, physically as well as metaphorically. And we neglect the sides of ourselves which come from the darkness. And when we consider that we come from the stars, we only see the stars when it's dark. And the stars have something deep to teach us. So all the negative emotions, the shame, the fear, the trauma, there's a way to approach these things which is doubly healing for us within the dark. So those demons within me now have recently come to light, and I have a very opposite and apposite relationship now with my demons. It's not as if I am approaching them with a confrontation, but seeing them arise within me and reintegrating a wholeness with both the light and the dark, which is balancing. Because we live within a realm of duality, that duality can be confusing for us. And we usually knee-jerk react to those ugly things in our lives, the traumas, the illnesses, the anger, the different emotions, which we usually either deny or run away from or numb. I am now in this stage of my life ready to not just face them, but to embrace them. And it's not a logical process by any means. It's an intuitive process. It's an accepting and getting a clear view that I can't at this moment really express. But this meditation this morning brought me into a greater darkness, a dazzling darkness that has its own light within it. So thank you very much.
Thank you for that wisdom. Thank you.
Wow, Hamish, that sounds like the Hamish Boyd autobiography. Not the autopsy, but the autobiography.
It is part and parcel of my autopsy, yes, especially when I considered that I went into hospital because of having nightmares. So the dreams, the nightmares, the monsters, the ones that I feared the most are, in a way, the ones that I love the most.
Beautiful.
Beautifully said. Thank you, Hamish. Looking at our time, I want to thank you all for being here, for engaging in the practice, for sharing, because in the sharing, so much insight and wisdom comes through the whole group. And so thank you. So always that brings wisdom to all of us and deeper understanding. And next week, we will be moving on to chapter 8. And yeah, so we have 3 more weeks that we'll be working with Attuned. And we hope you'll join us for the next Thursday night. And have a wonderful week. Love and blessings to you all. And we hold you all in love and wish you well. So, until next time. Thank you, Garth. Thank you, Humanities team. Thank you all. Bye for now.